Hi guys, it's me, the Big B again, and yet another video. This one isn't going to be about a review per se about any hardware. It's going to be a comparison between two games. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3. Now there's a lot of videos on YouTube at the minute that basically to me just seem like fanboys fighting it out between each other. There's no real proper comparison as such. You get the fanboys of one slagging off the other and vice versa. Now, I'm not a hardened gamer, and when I do review things, hardware, phones, like I'll see in some of my other videos, I do it in an unbiased way. I'm not bothered. I'm not a fanboy of anything. I'm not a fanboy of Xbox or PlayStation or anything. I just have whichever. I've had them all, and it's whichever one does what I need it to do. So at the minute, I have an Xbox 360. Now, my son has an Xbox 360 as well. He doesn't live with me, he lives with his mum, he's 13. But we play it together over Xbox Live. And he is a Call of Duty fanatic. He is really mad about it. I'm mentioning that for a reason, which I'll come to later. But we were playing online. I originally got Call of Duty, the new Modern Warfare 3, and it was good. We started, obviously I started out at the bottom as a noob, as you do. And I was just getting shot left, right and centre, which is understandable. But as I progressed, I did start to notice more and more things that I didn't like more than I did. Obviously, you've got the guys who've been playing a long time, the ranked up, you know, the prestige players, and they've got all these kill streaks, so they can run around the map obliterating anything in the path, getting loads of kill streaks, which then causes the lower down players a lot of problems, obviously. But that's not the game's fault, that's just people who have got too much time on their hands to play these games, I think, and get really, really good at them. The thing I looked at was graphics. The graphics are very good, maybe starting to just get a tad dated on Call of Duty, but still very good. There was just a few things I didn't like the landscapes aren't really destructible. The maps are a little bit smaller than I would have liked on some of them. And even in team deathmatch and multiplayer, you don't feel like you're a part of something. You just seem like even in team deathmatch, it's every man for himself. Even though the guys on your own team, they just want them kills to get that prestige score up, to, you know. And it just didn't seem to feel right. Like I say, the destructible landscapes that are in Battlefield 3 aren't in Call of Duty. So if someone gets into a building in Call of Duty, it's very hard to get them out. Because, you know, they dug in like a tick. You cannot take the building down like you can in Battlefield. The way you run in Call of Duty as well, you seem to more like got like a floating sensation about it. It's like a weird sort of thing. When you jump, you know, your gun's pointing forward like that. You just see it go up, down, and you carry on, which is fair enough. That's what a jump is. But again, in comparison with Battlefield, it's totally different. Again, but still not a problem. As it is, it's a good arcade multiplayer shooting thing. It is good at what it is. But it just doesn't quite have, I know you cannot have realism in a game per se, but you know, you just don't feel like it gels together quite well enough to me. My son loved it, but I just couldn't quite get away with it. So I switched to Battlefield 3. Which is a totally different kettle of fish. And again, I'm not going on that saying it's better because I'm a fanboy. I'm going off purely what I sat and played. Literally what I looked at, how the game played, how it affected me playing it, what the graphics are like and the sound is a direct comparison because I had both games. Now Battlefield 3, straight away, graphics are a lot better. I don't care what anyone says, the graphics are a lot better. The lighting effects are unbelievable. The explosions, when you're in the middle of a firefight in Battlefield 3, you're literally ducking in your chair as the bullets are winging past you. You really get immersed into that mental firefight, and your explosions are going off. The sound is proper like omnidirectional sound or whatever they call it, so it sounds like it's in the distance or it sounds like it's close, and it's really, really, you've got to play it to experience it. Destructible landscapes, you know, hiding behind a wall, you're not necessarily safe. If a tank comes on, you just blow a hole right through the wall. The same with the building. A well-placed charge, a well-placed shot. I've seen entire buildings took down. to get people out, rather than running into the building, just take the building down. Again, little things like tactical advantages you can have, like just a simple flashlight on the end of the gun, and as you turn round to shoot the person you're looking at, it blinds them, so they can't quite see where you want to shoot. You know, you can move about a bit. Little tactical advantages like that, just with a simple graphical lighting effect. The rain effect, the smoke effect, the explosion effects are really, really good. Even down to the graphics of the guy. When you're running, you feel like you're running. You hear every bit of body armour on him shaking and creaking as he's running. You hear every footfall and bit of rubble that falls underfoot and things, and like dropping off buildings. The rain effects, again, stunning. Again, the bullet effects. You'll hear a shot in the distance. You'll hear it wing over and shoot off behind you. And even my son, who's a Call of Duty nutcase, has now converted to this. Now, when we played this for a while, he doesn't want to go back. He literally just doesn't want to go back. He keeps saying, when we're talking on the make, he keeps saying this is much, much better. Much better experience. And again, like, because he likes the fact it's got vehicles in this and helicopters and things like that. And when you're playing as a team, because there is no free-for-all as such in this, it is all team-based. Your team does help you out. You find that you are helping each other out to gain the objective. I've seen where there's been 3 or 4 guys running around together, covering each other's backs and trying to figure out a way how to get to this objective. I've played it, I've done it. I didn't kind of have that gelling in Call of Duty. Again, back to the sound, raindrops, even down to things like that. Very realistic. The way the rain hits your face when it's raining in the game, it all adds to the realism. And again, we'll get down to the nitty-gritty of the multiplayer itself, the weird things. Yes, the spawn times are sometimes a little bit long, but again, that's a small price to pay for everything else that it does well. Every game has its little foible, its little, annoyance. Yes, you still get shot, but like in Call of Duty, because the maps are a bit smaller, you've got people coming at you from all over the place, and sometimes you can't even think you're getting shot in the back, respawn, shot in the back, respawn, shot in the back, I think. Where with Battlefield, that can happen, but it's very, very infrequent that does happen. Because some of the maps are quite big, I mean, epically big, and some of the battles are epic. Some of the battles we had in Battlefield 3, we had helicopters, jets flying around, we were going along in tanks, the enemy were trying to shoot us with the helicopters, get taken out the tanks, but the jets were trying to take them out, and it was just like, it was unbelievable firefight we had. So you're not just running around in a little area like in Call of Duty and running around buildings and like, you can't tell where anything's coming from. You feel like you're driving a tank in Battlefield into a real friggin' battle. Your sort of heart starts pounding, you're getting closer to the action, and the bullets and the explosions are just going off in all directions. So don't get us wrong, I'm not saying Call of Duty is a bad game. It's just not as good. I don't care what people say. Like I say, I'm not a fanboy of either. It just isn't as good. And if my son, who basically has played all the Call of Duty games that he could when he started on Xbox and things, and he is very good at them as well. He's one of these that's got way too much time on his hands. He's never played Call of Duty again since he got Battlefield. Just never. We all pop on every day if we can and have an hour on Battlefield, and we absolutely love it. Again, you've still got these nutcases who've got far too much time on their hands, and they really ranked up and good, but I still managed to kill them. When Call of Duty, these guys are running around the almost indestructible, and they've got these kill streaks where they can bring helicopter attacks and that in. You don't have that on Battlefield. You've got little drones you can drive about and you can think, but it doesn't give them that unfair advantage as far as I'm concerned. I still took out some high prestige players with some decent strategy and a bit of teamwork and ranking up them kills, and I'm ranking up faster in Battlefield than I was in Call of Duty. So we're coming up to 10 minutes, so I'm not going to ramble on much more. So there's the difference. Call of Duty is a good game for what it does. It's a good arcade shooter. Graphics is okay, the graphics are acceptable. It does have its problems, but it's more of a fast-paced, tight-mapped like shooter. Get in there, and it's just mental. If you want something with a bit more realism, a bit more gelling with the teamwork, which seems to happen, and just an overall experience of battle, you've got to go for Battlefield 3 if you want that little bit more realism. And again, you can still get them tight little maps in Battlefield, and it gets a bit hectic, but there are a lot more wide open ones. Obviously, if you're flying a jet at breakneck speed, you need quite a big map to be moving around in. And I have driven them, and I have done the helicopters, and they're fairly easy to fly, and you know. And again, you're not indestructible in one of them. If someone's got a ground-to-air missile, you still got to be careful. And again, there's jets and other helicopters up there, so no way in the game do you become like a little bit what they do in Call of Duty, where they become almost unstoppable. In Battlefield, they're not quite as unstoppable. You know, they still can't have that slight unfair advantage, or seem to have that unfair advantage. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm not going to go on much more. That's as simple as it gets. Want a fast arcade shooter, go for Call of Duty. Want more realism, better graphics, maybe it's just a bit tighter, you know, community gameplay wise, bit better teamwork, go for Battlefield. Simple as that. It's for whichever way you want to go. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, and as always, drop some comments in. I know I'm going to get some fanboy comments playing Holy Hell, but that's the nature of the beast when you make these videos. But if you want my honest opinion, go for Battlefield 3. Much better experience. So I'll leave it there, guys, and I'll catch you next time.